Yeah, talked about you preparing. You talked about the drive there with your dad. You talked about your experience there. But can you touch a little bit on the ride home? Or getting home.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
So that first night, Saturday, let's see. I told my dad, "Hey, can you come pick me up?" I was gonna drive by myself. I knew where to park. I've gone to down because we met at Container Park, and I've been to
Hmm.
downtown several times. This is my spot, so I know where to park. And I knew with police presence and the fact that there's going to be many people there, parking would be limited. But I still, regardless, my parents were like, we can take you. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Be safe. I don't want my car to get, blocked off, vandalized for whatever reason, because, it's a possibility. Not saying that it's the movement, but we've seen police officers do it. So rather safe than sorry. I just got the car fixed. I was like, I'm going to keep it at home. So this is, I told my dad, yeah, come through at 10:30. At this point, we were right in front of, not in front of, but near Container Park. And this was a standoff, the classic shot, protesters and police, right? And what we were doing, right, because I was there, people were just vocalizing their frustration. Yeah, we had people far, what is it, west, that were together, congregate speaking, and then we had a group of people who were starting to trickle towards the east. I forget which street it is, but it's right on Container Park. The standoff, right? People were yelling, they were talking amongst each other to the police. And at one point, we just see a group of police officers come by, and they had riot gear on. There was SWAT, sirens, lights, and everything. And so we knew something was going to go down. And the first things that started happening was people or the police officers would kind of get in a group of like six and lunge forward just to grab somebody. And we've seen these videos, right? People who are just talking, right, get targeted and dragged away like an antelope from a pack of hyenas. That's what it looked like. And it was like, really? I don't even know what to say because nothing was going on other than conversations. Obviously, people were angry, they were getting in their face and all that, but there were people at the front who were like, hey, keep calm. We don't initiate, we retaliate, right? But when they initiate, what do? When people were getting dragged away for just standing there, right? So people started, throwing water bottles and stuff, water and everything. Um, it got a little out of hand. But again, who initiated, right? So not even like 5 minutes after like the first couple people were dragged away, they starting to see us gas. And I was on like, so we have the main, we had the confrontation here. So this whole group of people here, I was on the side because I didn't know I was going to get arrested. I obviously didn't want to, but I made sure that I was still there if people needed help. I brought a first aid kit because like I said, I didn't know it was going to go down. Um, they started throwing the CS gas, and I didn't get a whole lot of it, not full frontal, but I got enough to where it just hit you instantly, right? And that's when everybody dispersed. Again, this was 10:15, 10:30. People were just talking, and police started to drag people away for whatever reason, and then they started throwing out the gas. And at that point, everybody dispersed because if you've ever had, mace or anything like that, it's such a I'll say unique and very dangerous experience because not only can you not breathe, you're coughing, but with the pandemic going on, right? People have to uncover because you're getting the fumes in, you're coughing into your mask, your eyes are watering. For me, at one point, I thought I was going to have an anxiety attack because my eyes were so on fire that I didn't know what was happening. Like I had to stop, but I didn't want to stop because what if the cops came up and just threw me down for no reason? I'm like, what did you know what I mean? So I gave this girl a water bottle of mine just so she can douse her eyes, and we were walking down the street back to where my dad's at because he was there. I was coughing. Some people were throwing up. Some people were just on the ground because they could not move just because their eyes and their mouth and even their lungs. Some people were affected, to that level. It was chaos. It was scary. And there's people at one corner, I forget which street. She was hanging water bottles like, hey, don't touch your eyes, make sure you rinse out the water that way you don't drink it or and drink the gas or the chemicals. And I was like, I took a video of it. I'm like, yes, this is what's going on. And at that point, it was about 5 minutes. I didn't get a full, exposure to it, thankfully, because I smelled like it, but all of the effects were gone. So I get in the car. Now I'm at the car, and my dad's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, they threw gas," and he could smell it. He started coughing a bit. I'm like, "Hey, I'm sorry." He's like, "No, I mean, you did nothing wrong," and I didn't do anything wrong. I was with the people, having conversations with people. I was up front where the police were at, just looking at them, wasn't antagonizing them. There are many people with weapons who weren't doing anything. They had them at their side because they have the right, their Second Amendment right, you know. So that all happened in about half an hour from when people were starting to get a little more antsy with the police, to them starting dragging people away, to the gas, to me getting to my car. And the car ride home was just me frustrated. I was angry, and my friend was trying to pick somebody up, and I called him like, "Don't go there. There's a lot of police. They set up the gas. There's gonna be some violence going on because once you initiate, there's gonna be retaliation." And I went home frustrated. I was flustered. And then it took me a whole day to kind of like go through it and be like, I was part of that. I was attacked, unprovoked. And fortunately, I didn't get arrested. Fortunately, I wasn't seriously hurt. But nonetheless, for me, it was like I was very close to that. And it doesn't necessarily bother me because I knew there are sacrifices for what you do, but at the same time, I've never been in that position before, and to say that I was a part of that, a part of the violence, part of what the media hasn't been showing, and part of what the media has been showing. I mean, those were my thoughts on the way home. I was just a million, thoughts a mile. I was like, what am I doing? What's going on? What's next? And it was crazy. It was it was intense, but it was absolutely necessary, and I would do it again.